Hi, my name is Ian Elmer, and I'm your lecturer in charge for THBS100 Introduction to the Bible. Congratulations for signing up for what I hope will be an innovative and very engaging course of learning. This unit has been designed as a problem-based introductory level of the Bible, which is aimed at helping you to understand the nature of the Bible and to interpret biblical passages intelligently and critically. Now, this is quite important because this collection of texts that we call the Bible is held sacred by most Christians and is also, in many ways, also held in part or in whole as sacred to Jews and to Muslims alike. The problem then is that when we come to interpret these texts, we are dealing with both the fact that these are ancient texts, but they are texts that have an entire history of interpretation within various religious traditions. So we must remember that when opening the pages of the Bible, we are dealing with texts that are in many ways foreign to us. They are written in ancient foreign languages, in Hebrew and Greek, and in some parts in Aramaic as well. We are, for the most part, dealing with these in translation, but translations differ. And so we need often to look at various translations. So not only are they written in foreign languages, they're also written by people unknown to us, who lived at a time and a place distant from our own, and who thought and spoke and acted in ways that are foreign to us because they come from cultures that we barely understand. In an intriguing sense, we might say that the interpreter of the Bible is a bit like a detective who is faced with a cold case. Like a detective, a biblical scholar must resort to historical documents, to records, some of which, or indeed most of which, are second-hand accounts, which are highly edited, that are written from various perspectives. And one has to sort through the various layers of interpretation, the various layers of perspectives, the various understandings that the authors and later the editors have brought together. Sometimes we have nothing but fragments. Often we only have glimpses of scenes that are long past. For this reason, I've designed this unit as a police procedural drama in which you, as the rookie detectives, and me, as your training officer, will seek to uncover the evidence of a past crime. We'll investigate the veracity of that evidence and we'll attempt to place the story, the narratives, the witness accounts, for want of a better word, into their historical, literary and cultural context to better understand and interpret their true meaning. The conceit, if you like, of this unit is that we are detectives working on the death of Jesus. So it's the death of Jesus as our cold case. And in examining the circumstances of Jesus' death, we'll gradually learn more about the nature of the biblical literature, its sources and its genres, its writers and its editors, its forms and its functions. Now, to prepare you for the work that we're going to do over 4 days of intensive in late January and early February, I'm going to ask you to undertake 3 weeks of rookie training. And you'll find the materials, which are primarily a podcast called the Puzzling Passage Podcast, which will go for about 5 or 10 minutes, a short video from the Bible Project, and a reading and an exercise. All of this work will take you about 1.5 to 2 hours each week in the 3 weeks leading up to our intensive. Now, it's important that you do this sort of preparation, not only because you will come to the intensives already knowing something about the basics of what the Bible is and how we read it, but you'll also be engaging in material which ultimately you will use for your assessment tasks. Now, I know assessment is important to students, and I should point out that the assessment package in this unit is based around a reflective learning journal, which is designed to mimic the PNB, the famous police notebook, in which you'll be recording your discoveries, you'll be reflecting upon your learning, and you will ultimately be submitting parts of that journal for assessment. In terms of that reflection, you'll be responding to various learning prompts, including readings, the regular podcast, videos from the Bible Project, and other materials that I will present to you over those various weeks leading up to, during, and even after we complete the intensive. This material will prepare you to engage in the intensives more fully, but also to investigate, in terms of your reflective journal, important questions such as: who killed Jesus? Why was he killed? What were the motives? Was he the victim of a conspiracy? How is the story of Jesus' death told? Who were the witnesses? And do we have actual witness reports? Or are they second-hand reports? What's the genre of the material in which the death of Jesus is presented? And we'll find there are various genres of literature that are used to engage with the story of Jesus' death. So how is the story told, and why is it told in this way? Now, that last question, of course, raises what is probably a more important question for the religious devotee. Why did Jesus have to die? Why is it that Jesus had to die? Now, that last question will ultimately send us on a quest to survey the great sweep of the biblical story from creation in the book of Genesis through to the wild visions of the seer John in the book of Revelation, who foresaw the end of the world as we know it. Are you intrigued? Are you ready to get started? Well, welcome to CSI Jerusalem. Finally, check out the brief above and the unit outline below.